Que Pasa Mufasa. We're live on Adobe Radio. Another episode of Wesam's World coming at you every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're listening live on the show, thank you so much. Make sure you follow us on all social media and also download the Adobe app. That way you can listen not just to our show, but all the other wonderful shows. They also have games on there, which I was not aware of until now. So that might have some good
You say you are unaware of it each time.
I know. I am aware that I say that. I was not aware every single time.
But now you are aware, so you have to stop saying that.
It's my show.
Okay.
Freedom.
So yeah, that's what's. Alex, you threw me off. I had a whole spiel. The show is ruined.
I'm
No,
so
I'm just
sorry.
kidding.
We can start over.
No, we're not.
The power's
starting
in my hands.
over. The power is in your hands, but we're definitely not starting over. Do you have to press a button for your mic to go on?
I do it so that way when I breathe and I edit, it doesn't pick me up, which makes life easier. So
Professional producer. I was gonna say like PP Alex, but then that didn't sound right at all.
PP Alex.
No. That was Peyton.
That's right. That was Peyton.
That was Peyton.
R.I.P. No, I'm just kidding. He's still here. He just left the show. He's good. He's just busy. He didn't leave it in a negative context or anything.
He's not dead to you. Anyway.
No, not like. I mean, no. I'm just kidding. Okay. You probably heard another voice on here if you're listening live on the radio. That is a friend, colleague, and an amazing artist, and his name is Jamar Gilbert. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. I like those adjectives you put to it.
Of course. Well, I'm going to talk you up a little bit more. Jamar's on the show today for a couple of reasons. Jamar has an extraordinary one-man show that has won multiple awards called Black and Blue. It was here on Fringe Fest, and you've done some encore showings of it, correct?
Yes, had encore performance. I got a few more coming up. It seems to be just going everywhere now.
Absolutely. It's an inside look from multiple perspectives at the Black experience.
Yeah, the Black experience in America and like how to survive in America.
That's amazing. And I, unfortunately, I have literally missed every single showing of this. So I've only been reading reviews. And so one of the reasons why I want to bring you on the show is, first and foremost, to put on a successful one-man show.
Yes.
Is something extraordinary. Because listen, and I'll be real with you, I've been in LA for a while, and I am hesitant to go see a one-person or one-man show because I've been in one of those things for like an hour and a half, and it feels like a month I've been in there. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm already if it's not the most amazing experience, I don't want to be there. So I was thrilled beyond belief, and also not really that surprised by the extremely positive reviews that you received on all the socials and the online magazines. So, yeah, man, congratulations! That's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you. It still feels like a little surreal that that it has garnished all these like different awards and acclaim. Yeah. Because I feel like just yesterday, this was just an idea I had. It's like I want to do something. I want to do my own show. And not have foreseen like it turning into this, and it's still in the midst of like growing and becoming something. It's taken on life of its own, but it's wild. It's a wild ride doing it.
So we're gonna because I want to delve into this because this is something that interests me, putting on a one-man show. But I'd also want to talk about the genesis of it, the experience of building it, editing it, showcasing it, and first of all, why to even do it in the first place? Because I feel like as artists, if you're starting off as an actor, or let's just say actor for right now, because that's something we both can relate to pretty easily. I feel like a good hungry green actor is doing everything. They're hey, I'll be in this. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Just because they want the experience, they want the exposure. Yeah, exactly. And so, but then as you grow in your craft and career, you become selective, and then you start questioning, well, why?
Yep, that's the big thing, and what that started for me is like, I mean, I've been acting since I was in second grade. Doing performing arts, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, college, got my BFA in it. And it was like when I came out of college, it was saying yes to every short film, every little ring-ding idea any friend had about a project. I just did it. And coming out here to LA, being in a spot now, I'm in my 30s now, I did become much more selective and start asking that question of why. And when some people think it's morbid, but this is where how I fulfill my life. I think about when I'm on my deathbed, what would I regret? And I try to like eliminate that regret. And one of the biggest things, like if I call myself an actor, an artist, and I've been doing this all this time, and I never step out and create my own work, not just reading somebody else's script, attaching myself to somebody else's project. If I never take that moment to like say, what do I want to create from scratch, just for me? What do I want to do? If I never take that opportunity, like I would like be kicking myself all the way through to the next life. So I was like, all right, let's check that off now. So I wanted to create a project that was like inherently me and something I could look back on and say like, hey, that's the culmination of my artistic experience and my voice and my perspective on life. That's uniquely me, and it's out in the world now. And Black and Blue came out of that. But the original genesis of it is kind of weird because the show actually started when I was in my senior year of college at DePaul University. I took this solo performance class, and the final for the class, we had to put on our own like 5 to 15 minute-ish show. Mm-hmm. And I was, at that time, this was like kind of the beginning stages-ish of the Black Lives Matter movement. And I remember like on campus also at that time, like it was a lot of like some racial tension going on. Somebody had left like a swastika in the middle of spray painted one in the middle of the quad, and I remember like just all my like POCs and like other friends just felt like so like let down by the university, by this community we had been in for 4 years, and like we're talking to all my friends, and everybody has drastically different perspectives on the issue. And it's the same thing with the Black community with all the police deaths and everything. Everybody has drastically different perspectives, and I'm just somebody who listens and absorbs, and I've never been able to put myself in a camp where things are only this or only that. It's never been for me like, oh man, I hate every cop. I don't like cops. I defund the police completely. Like I could see the benefits of that, but also like I critically think it's like, but also I know there are some good cops in the broken system. But also never been in the camp of like, hey, every liberal that goes out and storms the streets and breaks into stores is like a bad person. No, I know that rage and the hate, and you got to place that somewhere. And when you're feeling that, nobody cares about some property in that instance. So I would hear all these different things, but I used to get frustrated at myself and never been able to like fall on one side. Like so many other people I was coming across, I used to like almost admire folks that could be like just fully commit to one angle, one perspective. But I finally sat back and like, no, I'm going to embrace the fact that I can't pick a side, and I see things from all different angles, and I'm just going to like allow all of that to breathe in one space. Mm-hmm. And that's what the piece was born out of. It started off with 3 characters. One, an old man that has more of a conservative view, something more closely tied also to my Mississippi roots and my upbringing there. Yeah. It's like kind of channeled the voice of a lot of my grandparents and older individuals in my life that had more of those conservative views, and I put all those ideas into one character, called him Ruckus. Let him have his monologue, his area to like tell his truth. And then we leave him in transition to a younger, more hungrier firebrand individual, called him Malik, let him tell his truth, and then end on a little boy who's just waking up to this whole idea of race and like trying to figure out why these adults are like so high strung about it. And I let all 3 of them just tell their truths and not feel like anybody has to choose one to relate with, but I try to tell each of them as true as possible and make each one of their truths undeniable and also directly conflicting with each other.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a
long-winded way to say it, but
yeah. No. That's great. I want to delve a little bit more into that, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to explore that some more. We'll be right back.
Okay, there are 2 things in this world that annoy me. First, it's cooking and cleaning up after I eat. And then second, it's not having enough meal options. And let me tell you something, Factor Meals has solved both those problems for me, okay? I like to stay in shape. I have a busy life. Summer is wrapping up and I'm busy as ever, okay? And Factor Meals makes my life easier and gives me over 65 weekly meal options to satisfy my hunger needs. Now, here's the cool thing about Factor Meals. I don't have to go grocery shopping. I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to cook the food. And frankly, cleanup is the easiest it's ever been. Factor Meals, super easy to make. All you have to do is put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I've got a healthy meal that makes me happy, makes my tummy happy. And all I have to do when I'm done is just throw it away. Boom, easy. Also, if you're on a special diet, they have like protein plus, healthy fat options, and a couple other ones. So they're looking out for your health needs and making sure the food tastes great. Also, they have this brand new Asian style cuisine, which you have to try out because guess what? Asian food is my favorite food. Okay. Check them out. And guess what? 97% of Factor Meal customers have said that they have made their lives better and more healthier because of Factor Meals. I use it all the time, and you should too. Eat smart at factormeals.com/WeSam50off and use code WeSam50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code WeSam50off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor.
And we're back. This is very fascinating to me. The aspect of the genesis of artistic ideas, and I kind of want to go back a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah,
and we'll explore the ideas of these characters and these different perspectives, because I actually really like that in storytelling, where they don't hand you the moral of the story on just a silver platter. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I actually like the ideas of where I feel like the best stories are the ones that create a lot of discussion afterwards.
Yeah.
Where the credits roll and you're like, I cannot wait to talk about this
Yes.
with whoever I'm watching it with. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like this is the kind of story that you're telling, which I really, really enjoy. But back to the genesis of it, you said something about you don't want to be on your deathbed and not have this.
Not have to taking this opportunity to create. Yeah.
Right. But can I ask why? And this is going to sound like we're doing an acting class together.
This is how you coach me.
So, by the way, backstory. You're a teacher at Graham Shields as well.
Yes.
So that's incredible, and you should definitely sign up with Jamar there. And also, Jamar was in my acting class at the prep, too.
Yes.
So I've had the pleasure of working with you, which was absolutely wonderful and exciting to work with you.
Oh, man, I grew so much.
Thank you. But yeah, so I always like to, but why? Because I feel like when we, like, there was one more layer to that. Like, why is that important to you?
It's important to me because I like to think like what brings me joy in my time here on this planet. And it is acting. It's always been acting. I've always had a love for it. It's always been something that's like expanded me, something that's challenged my perspective. It put me amongst people that otherwise I never would have interacted with growing up in the South. It just always broadened my world and like taking me to places where like I've been able to fully appreciate what it means to be alive, be a human, be a feeling individual. This love for acting is been my whole life, and I feel like the greatest way to like embrace that love is like to create my own thing with it. And I also feel like artistic puberty in a way to like take this step and make my own work. I just felt like something that would help me gain a better idea of like who I am and what do I have to say, and what has my day-to-day experiences in life like culminated to. Because, we each have our own unique perspective that nobody else could ever like completely embrace, because we each go through our own unique experiences, and nobody else is going to ever have the experiences I have. Nobody else is going to ever see the world exactly like I do. So I wanted to like make the most out of that. It's like, how do I, take from everything I've lived and turn it into a message, just to leave behind, just even for myself, just to see what would that be? What would my life experience so far mixed with my ability and my love for this art turn into, I was curious. I was very curious.
So there was like a natural pull to that.
Yeah.
And you find importance of sharing your perspective to hopefully create a positive impact, or to spread knowledge or wisdom or illumination, or like what?
I want it to be an illuminative effect, because as someone who likes to view things from multiple perspectives, the way the country and the climate and everything of this world is going, everything is put into like boxes or and camps, and like you can't, or one extreme or another, and you can't have nuanced thought anymore. It seems like, at least especially at the time I was creating this show, it was unpopular to kind of have a foot in both worlds, or to add in the living in the gray minutia of any type of like event, or to see things from all angles. And I knew there were other people who were feeling like me, who feel like, well, I see things from this side and from this side and from this side, but those voices are usually the quiet ones in the middle, and the loud voices on either end are the ones that usually get the most attention. And I wanted to like kind of champion, like, hey, not everybody feels like this, either it's black and white, it's this or that. And I wanted to like kind of like champion that a little bit and show that, hey, let's take a topic being black in America, and like in the middle of all this like police brutality and like protests and everything, I want to stand up and say, hey, I see things from every single side, and that's not a very popular thing, but I'm going to showcase a way for you to understand how you can see things from other sides and not feel victimized, or not feel like you're choosing sides, but just to think about things from a more complex angle, because I think the better solutions to these issues we're dealing with in life is going to come from being able to acknowledge every perspective and find a nuanced truth, and not just a truth that's going to satisfy one side and like anger the other side, or that's a long-winded way of saying that.
No, I love that so much, man. Yeah. And honestly, I think coming from that perspective, especially in this day and age, I mean, right now I feel more people are on a similar mindset, to be honest with you, which is great. It's growing, but it's still not as loud as the other voices on the extremist sides. And I think any type of extreme, like this is wrong or this is that, 9 times out of 10 it's not the full picture, and it usually leads to something extremely negative. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah. So whenever you start off with this idea, right, you're like, okay, I want to share this multiple perspective thing. When you're formulating this concept of these like characters, obviously they don't just come to you and be like, cool, okay, multiple perspectives from the black experience. Okay, I got Ruckus, I got this. You know what I mean? That's not gonna come that easy. You know what I mean? So like how does that even start? I know. Listen, this podcast is only an hour long, so I hope there's a condensed version of this, because I just gave you like a huge.
Oh, buckle up, everybody.
Yeah, right. But I think that's really important too for somebody starting off with creating anything. Yeah,
for me, it started off from just like, I knew I had these different ideas. I was like, all right, let me just kind of like categorize them in my brain, and everything that's more conservatively leaning, I'm just going to take some writing sessions. I'm just going to word vomit, put it all out. And that's how I started. It's like every conservative view that I've like either been afraid to share or express, to like I kind of see the insights of that, or every view I've heard from, like I said, family and people I love who hold those views. I'm just going to like put them all down, and I'm going to put them down as truth and justify them as much as possible, and like champion them to the nth degree. And I did that. Like I said, that was Ruckus. And then once I had that in a word vomiting way, I didn't even go back and edit it. It's like, okay, I think that's all of it. All right, now I'm going to challenge every single point of that. Challenge every single one from the way that what I have lived that has like challenged it, what I have like seen in other people that I love who hold exact opposite views, and I'm going to champion this truth to the nth degree and completely demolish to the best of my ability everything that I just like wrote down. And that came to be Malik. And then the final one, I just really kind of leaned it to myself, just like the innocent little boy that's still in me that wants everybody to get along, middle child syndrome. But and I wrote a character that just like made both sides seem so ridiculous, and how serious they take these things, and like how really the simple truth of it in a childlike way that can be so dismissive, but it is the truth. It's like we all just need to love each other. And I put that in a little 8-year-old's voice, so you can't just be like, oh, man, get out of here. Like, you can kind of be like, oh, that's innocent and cute. But you can also hear, like, the deep truth in it. And I gave that little boy some playfulness and some lightheartedness and some ways to win over your heart and pull on your emotional heartstrings with his innocent truth and let him play in the ring with the other three. But, yeah, that's how they all came about with this version now. I know that you can't do that for every show, but it just was a unique experience that came and was a useful process for creating this piece. And then later on, as I developed the piece, like I said, I started this back in senior year of college, and Black and Blue just started off this year with all the festival runs. But I added in another character later on, and that was a black cop, and a similar process. Looked at everything that everybody had to say, found the empty spot of where there was a perspective missing or truth missing, and where something that can challenge everything else around it. And that's how the cop was born. Mm-hmm. And that one was a little bit of a freaky one because I spent like 2 weeks trying to think of things to write down for the cop, but never felt like, this doesn't feel right either. Like, I can't put the pen to the page yet. And then after like 2 weeks, it was one 30-minute session. I wasn't even like focusing on the show. I think I was sitting down watching some anime or something, and it just hit me. And I was like, I need my phone. I need my phone. And I just like furiously went for like literally 30 minutes straight and wrote the whole cop piece right there. And I was like, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. But it took that ruminating and marinating and just waiting for the right moment. And then boom, he came. Took a little editing, but turns out doing the show, some of the most incredible feedback has been about the cop's piece, which I was not expecting. That was the one I was most terrified at showing. But people felt so moved by it because it was a perspective they weren't really taking into consideration. And I was like, okay, mission accomplished. We made it even more complex, even more nuanced.
When's your next show of this?
The next show, so we just got into another festival called the Uneraseable Festival. And our next showing will be September 13th at 9:20 p.m. at the Willia G. Playhouse in Inglewood, and September 26th at 7:30 p.m. at the same spot.
Awesome.
Yeah. So come through if this sounds any a bit interesting to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Selfishly, I mean, yeah, I want to come through if I'm here in town.
Heck
so
yeah.
we'll see.
I'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah, please. You know, I love that you're tackling this issue, especially from who you are as a person, because I feel like the lack of empathy and putting yourself in another person's shoes causes a lot of problems.
A lot of problems.
And first of all, the awareness that you need to put yourself in another person's shoes is tremendous. And I think that's what, like, one of the benefits of acting is, like, if you've been doing it for a while, it's pretty easy to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I mean, that's literally your job.
Yes.
And then
worst of the best people.
Right? And then the idea and the practice of figuring out why people make the choices they make. I mean, unless you're just a hardened soul or you don't want to feel, you start developing empathy, I feel like, whether you like it or not. And you're like, oh, shit. Okay.
I know.
And like, man.
It's like, I don't want to understand his perspective.
Right. But then you're like, oh, and then it challenges everything that you're comfortable with. And even if that comfort is like hate.
Yeah.
So this is great what you're doing. And I encourage people listening or watching this right now to come see it and challenge yourself. Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, man, it's definitely rewarding. And I guess, like, after acting for so long, like, I used to run from being able to see things from other people's perspective and like run from the empathy. But now, like, I crave it. I crave to have, like, my beliefs challenged and, like, everything I thought I knew about an individual, an event, or whatever, like, completely flipped on his head. It's fun. It's fun to grow and surprise yourself, and just see how many different angles, or you just how many blind spots you can have. Yeah, it's it makes life more fun, other than simply being like, I hate you and I hate this idea, or I completely love this idea. There's nothing wrong with this camp or whatever. It's like, no, like nothing is that black or white. This world is too diverse and too messy for anything to be so easily like dissected as right and wrong. Yeah.
That's awesome. See, this makes me think like because I've always been curious to do a one-man show, and then part of the reason why I haven't is because I'm like, why? What am I doing this? What kind of story do I feel so compelled to tell? Yeah. And
yeah, the story it'll choose you. I know this might sound cliche, but it definitely will be something be like it was probably sitting there your whole life, and you're like, oh yeah, this thing I'm constantly thinking about, so much so it's just like background noise now that you think everybody else may have the same opinion about, and it's like, no, like that's what the story is supposed to be told. Because I always thought like, oh, everybody feels this way, right? Everybody sees things from multiple angles, right? No, just me. And the older I got, it's like, oh, really, it's just me. And then I do this show, then so many people come like, actually I feel that same way too, actually I feel this way too. So you never know, anything that you just kind of take for granted as like, oh, everybody may think this way, that is uniquely you, might need to be shared.
Well, I think it just hit me actually what I might want to do.
Bingo. Mission accomplished. Podcast over.
Why people should use their turn signal.
Yes.
This was an issue last episode with my guest.
Not using the turn signal? I think it's bad with that. I don't know if this is a uniquely LA thing, but I don't remember dealing with this in Chicago or Mississippi or anywhere else.
He gave me his feedback on it, and I respectfully disagreed. And I kept it cool, which I was proud of myself.
Growth.
But growth, right, exactly. Empathy. Something, if I ever did a one-man show, it'd be like the small things, the thoughts that come into my head that are not, I don't act on them, but they do come into my head.
Give us an example.
Well, I'll just tell the one I talked about recently. So the left lane on a highway is reserved for those speeding.
Yes, who don't give a damn about the speed limit.
Right, and guess what? That's if you go, no, that's not. No, you're absolutely wrong. If you disagree with me, you're wrong, because literally everywhere in the United States, that's the unspoken rule. Actually, it's not an unspoken rule.
I'm gonna say they literally have signs that say slow traffic on the right.
Yeah, it's part of the driving school education that you get. And then guess what? I'm not saying you should be doing 105 in that lane. No. But if the speed limit's 75 and somebody's doing 85, okay, and you're in the left lane doing 70, 75, you need to go over.
Yeah.
It's just a safety thing, and it's also just helps with the flow of traffic much better. That's what it is. I feel like LA people don't know this rule.
Nope.
I give a courtesy flash sometimes. Ooh. And then they decide to brake check me, and I'm like, well, that's stupid.
Oh,
because no. My car records everything. I'm in a Tesla, and if you do that, that's it.
Yeah, that's on you.
It's on you. I get a nice check. So don't do that. Second, don't be an asshole like that. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is what happened.
Ego gets involved.
This is what happened. I'm coming from San Diego, driving to LA, and open highway, and we have somebody in the left lane going like 65. Ugh. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And there's a long line of people. He's backing up. So I finally get behind the guy because everybody else is passing. And I don't do anything dickish. I don't honk. I don't do anything. Even when I like go into the right lane and then I pass in front of him, I don't even like break my. I don't do anything to him. I even give him a plenty of space where I've I didn't cut right in front of him or something. I'm basically an angel.
I was about to say, you're like the angel passing.
Yes. And as I'm trying to pass him, he starts speeding up, and I'm like, dude.
Oh, why did he pick you? Everybody else passed.
I know. So anyway, I get in front of him, and I look in my rearview mirror, and he's giving me one of these.
Oh.
The thumbs up. Now, should I say what I thought on air? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is what
Okay.
you're
this is what you're
single,
wanting.
yeah.
Yeah, your show's gonna be about.
I immediately when he did this, I go, oh, I want to cut off his hands.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't do this.
He can never thumbs up again.
And he never drives again. Because he doesn't know how to drive. Those are the two things that literally the first thing in my head.
The first thing is chop off both hands.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to chop off I'm going to chop off your hands. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to do. But I don't. And I just go, you know what? I'm safe in my car. I have a lot of blessings. He probably doesn't know the rule. I'm still angry.
Yes.
But I'm going to drive away. That's so difficult for me. Yeah. Still, to this day.
I feel like this agitation is still there.
Dude, it happened weeks ago. A week ago. I feel like it just happened. I don't know. I might be crazy.
No. I just think you need to create a show where you get to chop off that dude's hands as many times as you want to. Dude,
I want to say that. Dude, can you imagine like my reps, Teresa from the prep, everybody, they're like, oh, he has a one-man show. Dude, how was it? He's crazy. He was just cutting off some guy's hands for 45 minutes.
It's like Saw somehow. Like you've brought in every character in the world who's pissed you off and you just put them into some sort of...
Yeah. We're going to play a little game.
Anyway, these like... I just get it's the inconsiderate nature.
Yeah.
But then again, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, that's why it's not so black and white for me, even though I still have that feeling. I'm like, I can't lean into that. This becomes a choice at this point.
Yeah.
That's what, honestly, it feels like, no. I have all the information now. Now it feels like a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay, I got to go this route because that route just leads to destruction.
Yeah.
See, and court cases.
Yeah, nobody want to deal with that. Or you commit fully well, know what you're doing. It's like, okay, now I got conviction this way.
And then I feel good.
Yeah. I want to call this show Left Lane. We're just call it Left Lane.
Oh, that'd be a great
That's
name.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Damn it, dude. There's been a couple of instances like that where I'm like, oh, I should have called this show this or this, this show that. And anyway, it happens.
Missed opportunities.
Hey, how are we on time, by the way?
We've got 10 minutes before a break.
Okay, great. So, teaching acting now.
Yes, teaching acting now.
I'm so curious on how that's affecting you artistically and craft-wise.
Man, it's opened up a whole new avenue that I didn't know existed within me. Like, I've been a student at this game for so long, and I love being a student. I love observing, watching, giving notes, watching other people grow, just from the student perspective. But as a teacher, I do feel like, and maybe you said this to me at one point, but it does feel like the ultimate student position. Because to be in a position to give away this knowledge and help other people break through on this craft that I love, like, I learned so much helping them reach that breaking point, because understanding the craft on my own is one thing, but being able to parse down the knowledge and give it away in a way that unlocks somebody else's world and the way they see the world, it takes a lot of a nuanced understanding of this craft of acting to do, and it's been super, super rewarding. And I now have a lane where it's like I get as much joy being on stage as I do like teaching in the classroom and watching other people like fail and get back up and fail, get back up, and maybe half of a breakthrough and then fail again. It's just like watching them go on that journey and like keeping them encouraged and motivated and finding different ways to break through. Like, hey, this is what it means to have an obstacle in the scene, or this is what it means to have a beat shift in the scene. Do you understand what this thing you just did right there? Like, that was awesome. Do more of that. Like being able to, you gain such a great skill of observation and like filling the holes in your own knowledge through the process, and you learn so much teaching and giving away. I'm just doing it just so I can become better at the craft and learn even more about the craft.
I think that just happens naturally.
Yeah.
You have to teach something to someone else. You really have to break it down for it.
Really had to break it down, have their understanding, and it's so rewarding. One of my favorite teachers, movement teacher from senior year of high school, she said, if you love something, give it away. Because we always asked her, like, why you be a dance teacher? Like, why are you like teaching? You have all these great skills. Like, if you really love something, you give it away. And when I got my first teaching gig and I was sitting there in the classroom, like I could just hear her words saying that over and over in my head. It's like, oh, that makes so much sense now. If you love it, give it away.
You know, I'd like to share something on air with you, which another good teacher of mine, a colleague of mine, because I haven't formally taken a class from him, but the second thing, the benefits of teaching acting is you're working with a wide variety of people, and skill level, and so you have to adapt and learn different ways of saying the same thing, very quickly. And so that helps out tremendously, learning when to say when and what to say when, etc. But I was working with Anthony Mark Barrow. He is the head of acting at IDSA here, the other place I teach at. And listen, I'm going to be real on the show. There are some acting students you love working with.
Yes.
There are some you don't.
Yes.
For a wide variety of reasons. For me, none of those reasons are about skill level. You can be brand new, and I'll work with you till the end of the day if you are in it.
Yeah.
If you're working hard.
Passionate, know how to take direction.
Exactly. If you have this, if you have, an ego or you don't have any work ethic, I have about 2 minutes worth of enjoyment working with you before I'm out.
Checked out. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm putting in as much as you're putting in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned that with certain classes, with certain students in the class, where I felt like, man, there's only 1 or 2 students in here who are actually putting in the work. Yeah. And then the rest of the class, and I'm I leave class exhausted because I'm trying to I'm putting in so much. And Anthony told me, he's like, hey, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna burn out because you can't love this for somebody.
Ah, don't tell me that.
No. Because if they're in the acting class, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. If somebody's not putting in the work ethic, let's say. Yeah. And you're trying to tell them, hey, you got to do. There's certain things that the other actor has to do. Would you agree? The student has to do.
Has to do. You can lead a horse to water, but.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a negative thing. I don't want to discourage you or anything like that.
No, you said it, and I instantly realized where I'm doing that in my own class. I was like, that's what that is. That's what that draining feeling is. I'm loving it more than they are, and expect them to love it the same way. And it's oh no, but they're not there yet, and I can't, like you said, can't love it for them. Yeah. Okay, that might save me a lot of energy down the road. Thank you.
Bro, I'm telling you. You'll then the real issue is you'll get an audition and you're like, I just did 4 hours and I'm like, how am I caffeine's doing nothing. Yeah. I feel drained. I feel mentally what?
Speaking to your mic.
Oh, have I not been?
Well, when you turned to me.
Oh, when I turned to you. Sorry. I thought. You know what? We need new mics. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, that's the little.
Yeah, can't love it for them. It's and another thing too is and you're able to do this, and Teresa's able to do this too, and Graham, curating the space in a way that makes people want to engage and lean in. I'm still trying to find a way to do that for my own classes because I've been in several different classrooms and spaces, and some you walk in and half the class is checked out, half of them on their phone, and you might have that 1 or 2 students who's actually listening. And then some you walk into and it's every single student, I don't care if there's 30 people in the room, they're all locked in. And I think a lot of it is what the teacher brings in, or somehow they curate this space where, hey, while we're in here, we are going to work on this craft and we're going to give it our everything. How do you, I don't know, maybe if you felt it yourself, how do you go about creating that type of dynamic? Because it's something I'm trying to figure out and lock in for myself.
Are we on time? Because I want to. There's a like. Just give me a time, just so I can.
We've got like 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. I think there's so many variables that go into that, and I think the more you teach, the more it's gonna become aware. How long have you been teaching now?
Not even 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come to you sooner than later. And how big are the class sizes?
Anywhere from like no more than 14 people, like 8 to 14.
Okay, that's a large acting class.
Ah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I got big classes, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's great. 8 to 14 is awesome.
Okay, cool, nice.
Because that's like large, but not too large.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is, you could have like 1 or 2 people in there who are like really in it, and then like sometimes, and this has happened in the past where you have like the rest of them, like the 8 others, like there's 10 people in the class, 2 people who are only ones who are working hard, and 8 others who are just not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's little things sometimes being like, okay, what worked specifically? You.
Yeah.
And you don't ask, you just go, what worked, what didn't work, and then you forces people to be like, to pay attention because they don't know what's going to happen, and so that's like a little thing when the class is not. They're
put them on the spot. A little bit.
And then, I mean, I don't have this problem at the prep with the prep students, but sometimes at IDSA, and I'll say it. I mean, I've said it before. I think because of the way IDSA advertises, and this is a positive thing. Don't get me wrong, but it attracts a wide variety of potential actors and potential students. They have had a bunch of very successful series regulars, movie stars come through the program.
Nice.
But I'm not wearing my headphones. That's the issue. I'm going to put them on. I'm going to leave everybody on a cliffhanger right now. There
Locked
you go. Locked in, finally. But literally one of the first questions I ask for students there is like, what are your immediate goals as an actor in the next 6 months? What's your class goals? And how long have you been training professionally?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I've had students go, I want to be famous. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be really, really tough with you. Because of that, and they're saying it like, I want to be famous.
Yeah, it's
like,
not a joke. Like, oh.
Yeah, they don't understand acting, the craft. It's like one of their first acting classes. And I'm like, okay, I've got to stop right now.
Yeah.
And let you know what this class is about, what this program is about. Because I don't think this
might not be this place for you.
Yeah, it might not be, but there's a specific student who said that to me. She's gotten better, and she stayed in the program, and she's actually been illuminated to what acting really is and that kind of stuff. But she's still on her journey with it. So, anyway, long story short, that's just one of the things I do. Like, just keep people on their toes, and also, yeah, man. I think it's just the more you do it, the more you do it, the more little tools you get.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start calling out my students more.
Yeah, absolutely, as you should. They should be listening. But let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some current events.
We're going to start off a little conspiracy theory.
Ooh, I like these.
Have you guys heard, I'm sure you have, but of the underground Hollywood tunnels?
I just saw this on my Instagram feed.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood's most secret paths have been found to be true.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bum, bum, bum. A real tunnel was discovered connecting West Hollywood's Chateau Marmont to the Old Players Club, confirming that at least some legendary passages do exist. The rediscovered remnants bolster the city's mystique.
Have you been to that hotel before?
No, I have not.
I have.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's old Hollywood vibe. Very old Hollywood.
Oh, I might need to take a gander over there. I want to. Not that I care too much about fame anymore, but it would be interesting to get to that level where I can use one of these secret tunnels.
Yeah? For what?
I don't know. Just to say that I did it.
Just to avoid the traffic.
Just to avoid the traffic.
The people in the left lane.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get on my deathbed and say I never went through Hollywood secret tunnel.
Start a one-man show about it, I guess. You had a twinkle in your eye. I thought there was a specific reason for it. That's
no.
No. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. They didn't want to be. They just wanted their own cool passageway through it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still. There's still more truth or false to be out there to be discovered. But, you know, it's just one of those fun things because that conspiracy started popping up real heavily like in COVID. Like people are like, there's these underground tunnels. Like people, you know, get from all the way to Santa Monica, all the way up to the hills, you know.
Oh, man.
Well, I definitely think there's some secret clubs that do some secret things.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be part of those clubs.
No. I mean, it's... I mean, if we didn't have the internet, it'd all be hearsay. But I mean, there's just so much proof that there's stuff like that going on. So
Right.
I'm not surprised that there's tunnels underneath Hollywood.
Right. Yeah. All right. I thought we'd hit your little conspiracy world just a little bit.
Oh, you like the conspiracy?
Yeah. I mean, the good ones, the ones that are like probably real, like 99% real. I mean, I don't believe in flat Earth. That's for sure.
No.
But like, the secret clubs and is it, I mean, we all know the Masons exist. I mean, is it a coincidence that like every single president is a Mason? Like is that a coincidence? You know what I mean? Like obviously not a coincidence.
Yeah.
And like what is it? George Carlin said it's a big club and you're not in it. So
Okay. Moving on. Warner Brothers is leaning into originals now for their movies. They found that 2025, their biggest money earners were original films. And so they're going to extend their efforts now into originals rather than reboots, remakes, anything like that.
they heard my podcast then. That's great.
They did. Yeah.
They took my advice. Great.
But
Yep.
reboots are so amazing. I mean, Fast 33 and like...
Dude, this is going to be a blinker issue again all over.
I wish I could see the look we said. Okay,
Well, then that leads into our next, which you can just then go over to Paramount because Paramount is going to prioritize big franchises.
Okay.
Top Gun 3, Star Trek, and more. Just hitting what they know is going to bring in some money, whether it's good or not.
Oh my gosh. So Warner Brothers is my new champion.
Okay, what are you gonna do? Like, listen, I enjoyed the original Top Gun.
Mhm.
I actually really enjoyed the second Top
Yeah,
Gun.
the second was really good.
What are you gonna do more? Like, what are you? The reason why I think the second was successful, there was such a huge
Gap between it. Yeah, the time.
What's he gonna do? Get into another fighter jet and save the day?
Well, Tom Cruise and Glenn Powell are going to be involved.
Exactly.
So,
So they're gonna
boy.
do it again.
yeah.
And in a different way. The jet is gonna flip
This way, I'm about to say, yeah. Might be a different color jet this time.
I mean, and watch me like audition for it, and I'm like, I love it. Yeah, it's great. The whole
We will
series.
pull this episode off.
Yes.
No, I mean, but yeah, that's how I would be.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, I don't know, that wasn't me, that was AI. They're like, we have you on YouTube saying it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's AI.
That's AI.
So,
Yeah. But it will be interesting to see two very distinct studios with two very different
Let's
approaches.
see who
One
comes
going,
out.
let's go original, and one going, let's lean in to franchises that exist.
What do you think is going to be more successful?
Originals. I definitely think originals. Oh, maybe I just really hope originals. But I feel... I mean, it's different because I'm in the artistic spaces, so we automatically lean original. But even like my fam and friends back in the Midwest who don't really care about like theater and all that stuff too much, just want to have a good movie, they're even tired of like the sequels and the prequels and the prequel to the prequel and all that. It's like they want new things. Like Sinners went wild. Like people that I never thought would be interested in it, like loved it because it just was a bit of a fresh new idea. So I think the country's like hungry for that. Especially in the age of like now that things are coming, leaning more AI and things are more questionable what's real, what's fake. I don't think we want like original things, new ideas. But maybe it's just a hopeful artist in me.
Yeah. What else we got?
Micro dramas. I don't know if you guys are aware of some micro dramas, perhaps the Chinese ones that pop up on your
Verticals.
yes, verticals. Yeah, Hollywood is going to focus on shrinking the screen to micros. Scripted TV orders have been down 25%, and jobs for writing are off by 42% since 2023. However, the revenue for shorts, vertical shorts, is just around 23 million in 2024 to 122 million to this year. They predict that it could become a $5 billion industry globally in a few years, shifting the media landscape.
All right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this has been such a journey with verticals.
Mm-hmm. Have you done?
I have not done it because most of them are non-union. Although I hear that they're trying to try to unionize them now. But I remember they first came out, everybody's like, "What is this terrible shit?" It's like soap operas, but they make soap operas look like Oscar-worthy movies. Like how bad they are. And some of the auditions I get in and help people like read for it. The writing is bare minimum effort. I've had friends who tried to write for them, and the feedback was like, your script is too nuanced. We need to dumb it down, make this just like easily digestible. And it feels like just a step in the wrong direction if you're in for like the artistry of it. But fast media, quick media, is all about the buck. And hey, it's helping some people pay some bills, but for me, artistically, it's like I can't get involved in them. Mm-hmm. If they boost up the artistic integrity in them, I will do it. But it just feels like just cheap. It's very cheap.
You know, there's a couple who were on here. They're called the Poly Couple, and they have a whole vertical series called Dana and the Wolf, and it's about their polyamorous relationship. And I follow them, and one of their episodes came up, and it was their most dramatic episode where, you would expect one of the people involved and tell their husband they slept with one, you know what I mean? But the acting in it, I was like, oh shit.
Actually pretty decent.
It was more than decent. I was like, this is pretty good. If this is like my first introduction watching it, I'd be like, oh my God, I have to watch all these previous episodes. So I think you have to search for it, like in many things, but yeah, I hope the artistic value goes up because there are students of mine as well who have auditioned for, like, what is that? Darman Studios videos.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm talking
Darman.
about? Darman, excuse me. Darman. I mean, just the most... they're so successful, which is crazy. They're terrible.
It's like my billionaire alpha wolf boss.
No, these ones are...
mama.
That's kind of like... Yeah, it is.
Darman makes videos that are like so morally obvious. The girl who ignores the guy on the street who's homeless, and talks bad to them, and then someone else who like berates her and gives him $100 bill, and he turns out to like do good things. Very, very black and white, like moral teachings. Yeah.
Not like your one.
I was not like my woman show. This is how you should treat people. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
But they just did a study, by the way, leaning into these micro shorts about how short form media like this is actually harming the brain and is worse than alcohol and cocaine in terms of the dopamine rush. So it's actually dulling our senses and making our cognitive ability worse.
And that's another thing. I was like, why I don't like them. Yeah, like what is it doing to our attention span? Everything keeps getting shorter and like catering to being like shorter, bigger dopamine rushes, and nobody's going to be able to pay attention to anything for longer than 2 seconds. I mean, they can't do it now. Or how is that going to impact like wanting to go to a movie and sit down for 90 minutes and watch a film? Like, is our taste for that going to continue to shrink down more and more? I don't know. Time will tell, but I want things to kind of like push us back in the direction of being able to sit and enjoy nuance, stories, sit down and like log into a story for a long period of time and not just like little quick swipeable TikTok style media. But I'm just a guy on a couch.
I'm always seeing a problem with that with a lot of the younger students that I have.
Man, it's
like early 20s.
Yeah, I talk to my students and they were telling me like they can't go to the movies and just watch the movie anymore. Like they have to be on their phone like playing Sudoku or doing like a crossword while watching the movie. They can't like, and most of them like, oh, me too. I do that too. I'm like, what? What?
You see me at the movie theaters and there's going to be someone like slicing slime on the left side of like the theater screen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those
videos that have like the person jumping on the like a Minecraft thing.
Yeah.
Somebody's like just to keep your attention.
Oh man,
it's crazy.
That's what we're headed towards.
That's actually crazy. We'll finish off on this.
Okay.
I'm curious how many maybe you guys share, but HBO is going to be cracking down on password sharing, just like Netflix. They are going to make it much harder for people to be sharing their passwords, obviously, so they can get the revenue. Netflix already did that. So do you guys share your passwords?
Not saying that I do, but a friend that I know does share passwords. But not me, HBO. Not me.
Not
No,
you.
not me.
No.
Don't check my password.
I am buying everything, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like ads, and
You want to share
YouTube Premium is saved me I don't know how many hours worth of ads. So that's the only thing I would recommend. You can watch you can have like basic Netflix, I think now. I have Amazon Prime anyway, because of shipping stuff. Hulu, there's a few shows that I like to watch on there.
Prime has commercials now, though, too.
Yeah, Prime does.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you want to share
HBO
some?
Go? I have an AT&T account, so they give me HBO with that.
Want to share some of those passwords?
What's that?
Want to share some of those passwords?
hear you.
With my friend. Share some of those passwords.
can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
No. Go buy it.
Yeah. The issue has brought up that some people have family members they want to share with who don't live in the area, and how they base off password sharing is basically like a GPS, a circle.
Oh,
of
that's kind
that.
of crappy. The
Yeah.
GPS thing, at least give like one or two devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Netflix makes you add a device, meaning like, if I shared with my family who's up in Washington, I would have to pay for an extra account. I'm too far from them to share. That kind of a thing. So there's some issues people bring up with like, where's the line? How many people can we add on? Just a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like these companies are just encouraging us all to move back closer to our family. That's the true agenda.
Stronger communities.
Yeah, stronger community.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, Jamar, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. This was so fun. It's so easy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. People want to check out your show. Where can they follow you?
Yes, follow me at Jamar G Official on Instagram, JAMAR Official, G Official. Also, look up the Uneraseable Festival in Inglewood, California. There's some other incredible shows in this festival, all focusing on highlighting shows by POCs and these stories that are trying to be erased by this administration. So the whole Uneraseable Festival, check that out for sure. But Black and Blue will be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And is that it, Alex? We're good?
That's
All
good.
right. Play us out. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show. If you're listening live on IW Radio, thank you so much. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Wesams World. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And if you want to be part of the Wesams World family, just hit the subscribe button. Always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye.
Bye.